ॐ जयति जगतः प्रसूतिः विश्वात्मा सहजभूषणं नभसः धृतकनकसदृशदशशतमयूखमालार्चितः सविता Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Salutations to all. This video is being made to give some insights on the total solar eclipse, which is to be occurred on April 8, 2024, Monday. In this video, I'm going to cover the visibility of the eclipse, in which countries is it visible, and what are the timings, and also on what stars and zodiac signs it is going to give some effect or impact, and the procedure to perform the religious rites, and also what are the religious customs to be followed during the eclipse timings, and also the impact of the eclipse in different countries. So this total solar eclipse is set to occur on April 8, 2024, Monday. It is Sri Sobhakrut year Palguna Bahala Amavasya Monday in Revati star Meena Rasi, and it is occurring by Rahu Grasta. So this total solar eclipse is visible in USA, Canada, Mexico, Latin America, Greenland, Iceland, Ireland, Scotland, and England, or UK, and some parts of Russia. This solar eclipse is not visible in India. If we look at the timings, as per Canada, it is visible in Vancouver, British Columbia. It starts at 10:43 a.m. and ends at 12:20 p.m. In Calgary, Alberta, it starts at 11:48 a.m. and ends at 1:29 p.m. In Edmonton, Alberta, it starts at 11:54 a.m. and ends at 1:40 p.m. In Winnipeg, Manitoba, it starts at 12:54 p.m. and ends at 3:08 p.m. In Toronto, Ontario, it starts at 2:05 p.m. and ends at 4:32 p.m. In Ottawa, it starts at 2:11 p.m. and ends at 4:35 p.m. And in Montreal, Quebec, the eclipse is a total solar eclipse. So you can see the timings are 5 different timings. One is the start of the partial solar eclipse. It's at 2:14 p.m. And the start of totality of the solar eclipse is at 3:26 p.m. The maximum is at 3:27 p.m. and the end of total solar eclipse is at 3:28 p.m. and the end of the partial solar eclipse is at 4:37 p.m. All these timings are as per the local time zone of that place. And in USA or America, this eclipse is visible all over the country. So as I cannot tell for all the cities, I've listed out the main locations where it is visible for the Seattle, San Francisco, Los Angeles, San Diego, Phoenix, Houston. But if you consider Dallas and Austin, a total solar eclipse is visible in those 2 regions. So under the maximum time, I have given the start of the total solar eclipse, the maximum, and the end of the totality of the eclipse. The partial is going to end at 3:03 p.m. for Dallas and 2:58 p.m. for Austin. But for Minneapolis, Chicago, St. Louis, and Memphis, it's only a partial solar eclipse visible. And all these timings are as per that local time zone of that city. And if we consider the Eastern time zone, for Detroit, Cincinnati, Boston, New York, Edison, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Virginia Beach, and Baltimore, Atlanta, Charlotte, Tampa, I've given the timings. If your city is not listed here, you can find out the local timings of your city in timeonday.com or any other website online, or you can contact me. And all these timings are as per the local time zone. And as per Mexico and UK are considered, in Guadalajara, Mexico, it starts at 10:50 a.m. and ends at 1:33 p.m. In New Greenland, it starts at 5:39 p.m. and ends at 7:29 p.m. In Reykjavik, Iceland, it starts at 6:49 p.m. and ends at 8:29 p.m. In Dublin, Edinburgh, and Liverpool, you can see the start of the solar eclipse, but you cannot see the end of the solar eclipse because the sun sets before the end of the partial solar eclipse. And all these timings are as per the local time zones of those cities. And what kind of impact does this total solar eclipse have on stars and Rasis, or the zodiac signs? So as this eclipse is being formed in Revati star in Meena Rasi, so it has some impact on the Revati star Nakshatra and Mesha, Simha, Dhanus, and Meena Rasis, or Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. And one thing to note is these are only sidereal moon signs as per the Vedic astrology, and these are not the tropical sun signs which are generally followed in the Western astrology. So there's a difference between both. I have listed out the effect of the eclipse on different Rasis in the two tables. So for Aries or Mesha Rasi, Leo or Simha Rasi, Sagittarius or Dhanus Rasi, Pisces or Meena Rasi, the religious rites have to be done, or Santi has to be performed. As for these four Rasis, the eclipse is going to give some sort of negative impact. For Taurus, Vrishabha Rasi, Gemini or Mithun Rasi, Libra, Tular Rasi, Capricorn or Makara Rasi, it is a positive impact and is good for these four Rasis. For Cancer, Karkatakam or Virgo, Kanya Rasi, Scorpio, Vrishchika Rasi, and Aquarius, Kumbha Rasi, it gives a mixed impact. So as per their interest, these four Rasis also can perform the Santi rites. This solar eclipse is not visible in India, so those residing in India do not have to perform any sort of Santi. The procedure for performing the religious rite for the total solar eclipse is being explained now. So as per the Vedic astrology or Hindu Dharmasastra, we have to give some donations to the priest when an eclipse occurs. So the things which are needed to be donated are gold sun figure or coin, which is in the shape of sun, and gold serpent or Rahu figure, copper or ball metal or bronze bell, and sesame seeds, cow ghee, wheat, rice, black gram, or they call it urad dal or urad goda in Hindi, and ruby stone. A white color pancha or dhoti is preferred, and dakshina or tambula or money as per your financial capability, and swayampaka. Swayampaka means to donate food which is sufficient to eat for a whole day for the priest or panditji's family, which includes some vegetables, rice, and some dals, salt, which are generally typically used in cooking. And this offering is to be made the day after the eclipse or at least before the next new moon day. And the sankalp for this Santi is Mama Janmarasi Janma Nakshatra Sthitamuka Grahana Suchita Sarvarishta Santi Purvaka Ekadasi Sthana Sthita Grahana Suchita Subhaphala Vaptaye Bimbadanam Karishye. This is the sankalpa which is to be recited before giving this donation. And you have to salute to the sun, moon, and Rahu by chanting Tamomaya Mahabhima Somasurya Vimardana Hematara Pradhanena Mama Shanti Pradobhava Vidhuntuda Namastubhyam Simhikanandanachuta Danenanena Nagasya Rakshamam Vedajat Bhayat. This is saluting the sun, moon, and Rahu. And after reciting the above slokas, again you have to tell Idam Savarnam Rahubimbam Nagam Savarnam Ravibimbam Ghrutapurna Kamsya Patra Sahitam Yathashakti Tilavastra Dakshina Sahitam Grahana Suchitarishta Vinashardham Subhaphala Praptyardham Cha Tubhyamaham Sampradade. So after you recite this, all the items prescribed here are to be given as a donation or dhanam to the priest or the panditji. And what are the religious customs to be followed during the eclipse time? So generally, as per the Hindu scriptures, before the start of an eclipse, you have to take a holy bath. And during the eclipse, you can perform mantra japa of any mantra which you like or which you have already taken initiation into, or you can do meditation, dhyanam, or you can do a homam, or you can just do nama sankirtanam of any ishtadaivam. And after completion of the eclipse, you again have to take a holy bath and then you can continue with your daily works. As per Hindu scriptures, the pregnant women are advised not to view the eclipse because it causes a negative impact on the offspring. So they can just do prayer or meditation or nama sankirtanam, chanting the name of the ishtadaivam. And the food diet restrictions are 12 hours prior to the start of the eclipse, as per your local time, food shouldn't be consumed. But for kids, elderly, pregnant women, and people with health ailments, some exceptions are given. So 3 hours prior to the start of an eclipse, food shouldn't be consumed. And once the eclipse is complete, you can take a holy bath and food can be consumed as per your regular schedule. As per the ancestral annual rites are concerned, once the eclipse is complete, after having seen the clear sun disk, you should take a holy bath and start with the ancestral rites. And Revati star people, Mesha Rasi, Simha Rasi, Dhanus, and Meena Rasi people, they should not see the solar eclipse. But once the eclipse is completed, they can salute to the sun. And the day after eclipse, All the idols in the puja mandir, they have to be cleaned or cleansed, and general puja has to be followed. But in the UK region, for Ireland, Scotland, and England, since the ending of the eclipse is not visible because the sun is setting prior to the end of the partial eclipse, the customs for that place are completely different. So if you want to know what type of customs to be followed in those regions, please contact me via WhatsApp. And what kind of impact does this total solar eclipse give to the countries on which it is occurring? As per Bruhat Samhita, which is written by Varahamihira, we can note that some inconvenience to business owners and workers is going to happen, and the water cargo is being affected and price fluctuations will occur. The fisheries and people living in forest areas are affected, and on the countries which the eclipse is visible, the president policies can cause chaos, and there will be increase in theft and diseases. The economic imbalance is likely to occur, some uncertainty, and obstacles to prominent leaders who try to implement some good policies. And unexpected problems to farmers, dancers, royal families, leaders, and saints. So this eclipse is going to leave some negative impact to all these categories. And for UK region, as the ending of the eclipse is not visible, there will be some loss or less yield to the winter crop. So these are the effects of the total solar eclipse as per Bruhat Samhita. The images and the data has been taken from Swiss Ephemeris and timeanddate.com. So I thank them for providing some reliable information in very easy manner online. Thank you. Swasti.